Hi, everybody, and welcome to Ask Us Anything. Thank you for joining us tonight.
We come to you from the Sunshine State, Florida. And what a change from last week when we had just wrapped up our Upper Peninsula winter camp out in about 2 feet of snow. Tonight, it finds us in Florida near near Ocala, Florida.
Ocala.
And we've lucked into a absolutely fabulous place to stay, the Ocala North RV Resort. If you're going down I-75, try and stay there. This is just a gorgeous resort. We got in late this afternoon. There it is. It's huge, but
385 spots.
But and it's just really nice. There's sidewalks to walk the dog. There's dog parks.
Six
dog parks.
6 dog parks, which Bo is very excited about. And I am very excited because I just see they have an exercise room. So I'm going to lobby that I get to go to the exercise room before we take off. So that if I got to find out what time they open.
Well, if you get over there by about 4:30 in the morning, it should
you
work
think
out.
They'll be open?
It should work out great.
Hey, maybe if they're open when we get done here, I'll go over.
No,
but I doubt they'll be open.
I don't know.
That late at night.
But it's a really nice park, and if you're heading up and down I-75, I urge you to try it. We got to meet the owner this afternoon, and we interviewed him. We'll put him on one of our podcasts coming up in a few weeks. But it was a really interesting conversation because we were talking about kind of the new standard for people who are building RV parks. Today's RV is pretty demanding of quality, and we found it here. It's a great place.
It was a very pleasant surprise.
In fact, maybe we can get them to find us a reservation for after the Tampa RV show. That's why we're here. We're on our way to the Tampa RV show. We hope to arrive tomorrow so we can get a bright and early start for Industry Day on Tuesday. And yes, we are going to the Tampa RV show after all. I know at one point we weren't, but
1 point. I think about 6 points.
And there are about 6 points that we were, but the bottom line is we're almost there now, and we will be there. So stay tuned. We are going to have a meetup Thursday at 1:30 p.m. at the Pavilion area. That's kind of where they have beer and sandwiches and stuff, and it's got a roof over it to keep the sun from burning you. Boy, it was nice to have sun today.
It really was. I'm still stuck on the park.
This park place
that we're staying at.
Ocala North.
Yeah, because not only do they have an exercise room with 385 sites, but they have all kinds of pickleball and just all kinds of aqua aerobics, all kinds of things happening here.
Maybe I'll just leave you here.
Fun. Would make it a lot of fun to stay here. You wouldn't get bored.
Yeah. Well, we just kind of stumbled upon it. I was sticking to our 3:30 rule as we came all the way down, and here we are.
And yesterday, it's been cold.
Yesterday we woke up
32. We woke up to snow this morning.
We've really stayed to the 3:30 rule, and we've gotten every place by about 3:30. We did Kentucky, Corbin, Kentucky, and then south of Atlanta last night, and then here tonight, and then we will be at the Tampa Fairgrounds tomorrow.
And I was very happy because yesterday we met one of our grandsons, Matthew,
just north of Atlanta,
Kennesaw, and joined him for a little bit.
That's enough of us gabbering on. But I want to tell you, it's nice to be warm. It was pushing 70. I don't think it was quite 70 today, but the forecast for the week is 70 degrees or even more. So that's perfect weather for.
Hey, Bo, you better start shedding.
Yep, Bo's enjoying this Ocala North RV Resort too. He gets to see lots of other dogs. Okay, let's get to your questions. I'm sorry for us taking up so much time, but we're just happy to be in a warm climate for a while. Our buddy Ed Richards.
Recommendations for a gimbal for a smartphone.
Well, Ed, I'm charging mine right now. See this? Now watch this. This is the new Osmo 6. Watch this. You pull this up like so, and then you put your smartphone right in it like so. And so there you go.
Does it matter which phone you've got? I take it adjusts a lot. Why is
There
it
we
saying
go.
that?
Oh, it thinks I hit the wrong button. There we go.
We're going to have EMS here pretty soon.
Yeah, we're going to have EMS. So this thing is great. We got to show it to you. It's small. I really like the fact that it's small, and you can do all sorts of stuff. You can turn it around, and we'll end up with it, in the landscape mode most of the time. And it's just a really nice setup. Sets up like so, and there it is on the landscape mode. And it's got I got it turned off. I'm sorry, but anyway, I'm not going to spend all my time. But one of the things I didn't realize about it is you can even get up a little height. You can pull this up, and it's got an extender for like a super long selfie stick, and then it has a handle that screws on with the tripod. So I've had the gimbal 4, I think, or maybe even the 3, but it is a really nice product, and I'm going to use it a lot because the smartphones do such a great job. So I will be using that in Tampa, and there it is. So it's funny you should ask, because it was sitting literally right next to me here charging. So I'm ready for the show.
I hope you don't hand it to me, because it'll probably go all over the place. You don't know what you're going to get.
You don't
They'll
know.
Get dizzy, seasick.
You don't know. Janet Matthews, the queen of our winter camp out.
Thinking about getting a new GPS. Suggestions?
Well, there's another.
Funny that you should ask.
Yes, because we have been all the way down through Florida testing out what I think might be the most expensive, and I know you don't need that, but the most expensive GPS system for RVers. And it is a pretty cool device. We had some confusion when we first put it on, but we're really sold on it. It's the Garmin 1095. They just introduced it at the CES show, and Garmin sent us one to review. And what makes this really nice, it's really aimed at people who have large RVs. In this case, we're towing we're in our Arcadia 32.5-foot fifth wheel, and you got 21 feet of the F250 ahead of that that's pulling it. So we're the size of a semi, right?
Yeah, I was going to say we're just
pretty much
semi drivers.
Yeah, and so it's aimed at big diesel pushers, Class A's, and people towing big fifth wheels or longer bumper hitch trailers. I'm sure that a couple models down from that, Garmin has ones that would work great on. Janet, I know, has a Class B, but we have been really impressed with it. It's really helped us, I think, a lot. I'm used to it. It has, the one we have is a 10-inch screen. That's both a pro and a con. The pro is it's just a gorgeous screen and you really can see everything. The con is it's so big. I'm having trouble finding a place to mount it.
Oh, the first place you mounted it, it was almost the end of us.
Yeah, because I couldn't see.
You put it right in this field of vision in the front. And I'm just like, why are you turning in front of that truck?
Oh, there's a truck there. I moved the GPS.
Always an adventure.
We'll have a review on it later on. That one is the one we're testing is the Garmin 1095, but they've got some lesser models that are more reasonably priced. We've always liked Garmin, and you want to look for one that is RV centric. It's not a big problem because your Road Trek Class B van, Janet, you can get by with just a car GPS, so you don't have to buy anything too fancy. But Garmin does a great job. They update right away. All you got to do is connect the thing to the internet or to your computer, and you get updates on the maps. So,
are we going to save it for whenever you do a review on it about the experience we had asking the two different?
Yes.
We'll save that for the video.
Yeah.
Otherwise, nobody have to watch it.
And what else? Might as well, while I'm testing something, see this? This is something else I'm testing. This is a new internet system that I'm actually coming to. This is the Nomad system. And forget it. That's just my adapter that's charging it right now. But you see that little blue dot right there? I don't know if it shows blue. That is the Verizon. It's really I think it's called the Class C network. It's almost like a dedicated network. You're not really sharing it with that many cellular users. Just spectacular speeds on that. Download speeds over 200 megabits. Upload speed, well, that's what I'm coming to now with 1080 video, and I hope we look and sound good. I'll have a review on that coming up as well. But that's the new Nomad Air system from Nomad Internet. And that's pretty cool. So we're testing a lot of stuff on this trip to Florida.
And that is why you're never going to stop doing this.
Because I love the gadgets. Yeah.
You love gadgets. And you did for NBC for how many years? You tested out new things.
All the time. From 94 until just a couple years ago.
And you're addicted.
I'm a
to getting stuff to test.
Yep. I'm a gadget geek. Love that stuff. Joanne Neely with the question. Hi, Joanne. She's one of our regulars at last time we saw her, I guess, was at the gathering in Elkhart last summer.
Any thoughts on the new Ring car cam with a $60 a year cellular connection? My other Ring devices are excellent.
Ring is pretty cool. I saw that, and I don't really need to have one with my car. I do. Where you could have one in the car. I will be testing a couple of new dash cams. Everything came out, at CES. So I'm trying to test all that stuff.
We always used to go to CES.
We used to always go to CES. Yeah. I'm impressed with Ring. So I think it would do good. I just don't think that's something I need. I do like Ring. If we ever get this house that we're remodeling in Michigan on our Michigan 10 acres, that ever happens, I'm going to put Ring cameras all over the property, but not on the car. I'll put a camera outside that'll show the car. But I'm sure it'd be great, Janet or Joanne. I think it'd be great. So give it a try. Ty Webb.
It looks like driving was much better than the snow-covered roads of the UP from last weekend.
Ty, you ever driven through Atlanta?
Oh, Atlanta was a nightmare.
Hauling a fifth wheel. I'm still a little nervous hauling the fifth wheel. I'll take the Mackinac Bridge in the blizzard last week anytime over Atlanta traffic. 7 lanes of insane drivers.
And then it keeps saying, go left, then go right, then go left, then go right. It's bad enough when you're in a car, but when you're a semi.
Yeah. Man, I have a whole new appreciation of semi drivers. The driving was great. The roads were good, except Atlanta. And Atlanta is just, we thought we went through Atlanta yesterday on a Saturday. We thought it'd be a little better, and
it wasn't.
We've never gone through Atlanta that it's okay. So Atlanta's tough.
Oh, we'll take the snow.
Yep. Cheryl Nelson.
What's the best unit that you could make a dedicated office in? I have a bunkhouse now that works fine, but looking for something bigger and better. Current unit is a Grand Design Reflection 311 BH.
Yes. I used to think it was 31 feet, but I think it's something different than that because they all have weird ways of giving you your model numbers. Well, Grand Design is a great fifth wheel. Yeah, great fifth wheel, and a bunkhouse would be my first solution to you because you have basically a dedicated room. However, and that's one of the things we'll be looking at the Tampa RV show this week. There's a lot of new RVs that I've realized that so many remote workers are traveling in RVs that building office space or making something that you can convert to office space is a priority. So we'll be covering several of them. I noticed 2 of them going in that I'm excited about looking at. Actually, 3 of them. One is Montana, and Montana has a new unit with a great office. That's a fifth wheel. The other one is a mid-bunk Arcadia. This is an Arcadia that we're in now, and I think it's a little bigger. I think it's 39 feet. But that mid-bunk Arcadia has an upper-level bunk that a couple kids could climb up on, and then it's like a dedicated room that could be a bedroom, a second bedroom, or an office. That looks pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And then we've looked at a couple of the Airstream bumper hitch-towed trailers, and they have added office space in the Airstream, as I'm sure have many other RVers.
Yes.
So, but if you want to stick with the fifth wheel, I would look at that Montana. I don't know the model number, but you could find out. Just go to KeystoneRV.com. And Keystone also is the parent company of Arcadia, and you can look at their mid-bunk model. So,
don't you think Grand Design is probably doing this as well?
I'm sure they are. I'm not as familiar with Grand Design as I am with the Keystone products since we own one, but yeah, I think they all have.
I think that's the wave of the future.
Yep. I like the idea of having a dedicated room, like that mid bunk in the Arcadia. Renee Harwani, our friend from Woodside and
see you
Points
all
North.
at the Tampa RV Show meet and greet. We're looking forward to seeing you.
We'll see you there. Did I tell everybody that Thursday, 1:30, the Pavilion? Yep. Johnny Lightning.
So Johnny says, hey all, I'm almost on time today from sunny Daytona Beach on my way to Tampa. So we look forward to seeing you.
We get to see the real Johnny Lightning. And many of you who are there, you'll run into us
as we wander around.
As we wander around, just know we're shooting video sometimes. And if we can't stop and say hi, it's only because we're in the middle of a shot. But
give us a second.
But give us a second and we'll finish shooting it. And we'll look forward to seeing everybody. And we get to put a face with Johnny Lightning again. He's in sunny Daytona across the way. James Massey.
Have you ever gone to SpaceX NASA launch? And where did you stay?
Yeah, I actually watched from the press area. It wasn't a SpaceX launch, but it was one of the space shuttle launches. I did that as a journalist. That was awesome. Awesome. You could actually, from across the pond where they have the press area, you felt in your chest bone, your sternum, the vibration, the sound of those engines. I would try and stay at the Jetty. That's a really great park. It's Jetty RV Park or Jetty Campground, Jetty. They have a dock there, and you can actually watch the SpaceX shots right from their dock. It's across from Cape Canaveral. So try that. It's hard to get in. We got in a couple years ago just by checking for cancellations. So that's a great place. The Jetty. It's an amazing thing to see. Steve Egbert.
Question: is it hard to get Bo to not try to get out the door when he has to stay inside? I have a new dog, Konya, and I'm taking her on her first trip and need to train her to not try to run out. Well, funny you should ask that because tonight Mike was coming in and I decided I was going out to do this laundry business, and Bo decided he was going out too. So he darted out like a bolt of lightning, and some other people had their puppy.
Yep. He just took right off, and but he came back.
He did.
He did. He doesn't so much run out, bolt out, but he does bark.
Oh.
And now I took him for a walk so he could see his surroundings and see other dogs, and he seemed to adjust to that. And I think that's a suggestion I'd make to anybody with a dog. Take them for a walk around where you're staying.
Let them see where they are, because the predecessor of Bo, Ty was never on a rope or a leash. Not really. I mean, leash for a walk, but not that much. And when we would take him camping, he would just sit there and watch all the other dogs go. It seems like all the dogs are, chained up outside where they live. Yep. He accepted that, and Bo normally does too. He just got really excited to see another dog.
Yep. Give it a good try, because they just want to know where they are, and then they settle down. And like, we're going to finish this in just a couple of minutes. We're going to finish our live shot, and we're going to take him for a walk.
Now I wonder how old the new dog is.
This is new, so I don't know.
It's her first adopted.
Trip. So just
puppy.
Understand that dogs, like cats, like all animals, like people, they need to know where they are, because it's all new to them and it's overwhelming. And so if they can sniff around and see and get a chance to understand where they are, they're much more adjustable.
Yeah, I think you're going to spend a lot of time on walks.
Yep, which is a good thing for Kona and you. Lucy Condon.
If I am removing the filter to clean from a Flowsure water pump, do I need to drain all the water from the freshwater tank? What are some reasons why the water pump runs with all faucets turned off?
The first reason is you don't have enough water in the freshwater tank. So your freshwater tank have a lot of water? And second of all, there is that little filter that comes in your water pump. And yes, you do have to turn off the water, so it's not running through. And usually there's just a valve on the water coming into the pump that you can just turn. You don't have to go outside and turn it on. Just turn that valve off, and then you can take the filter off. You will be amazed at the gunk that you get in that filter. Even if you have a filter on your hose at the spigot at the other end outside the RV, over a season, you'll collect all sorts of sediment. And just tap that out and put it back in, and usually your water flow will improve and your pump won't have to work as hard. But normal cause of a pump running all the time is not enough water. And sometimes it'll run all the time when you fill it up and you're using it for, you haven't used it for a while because you'll have air in the lines, and it just takes a little bit for the water to come up and go through the faucet, and it spurts and spits a little.
So you don't need to drain it.
No, you don't have to drain it. You should just look right by that filter on the pump, and just there's usually a valve that you can just turn off. And then don't forget to turn it back on. JCA.
How do you prevent freezing pipes in your sticks and bricks home while on winter trips? Keep water dripping the whole time?
No, it's just keep your house heated, 50 degrees or so, 55 degrees.
I always open up the cabinet doors under the sink, bathrooms, kitchen. There are people that you can hire that'll go into your house and flush toilets and turn on the water every now and then, once a week or once every 2 weeks. If you want them to do that, you can perhaps ask somebody you trust to come in and look over your house, and then get some kind of monitoring system that's going to tell you
the temperature. Yeah.
If a pipe breaks, if there's water in your house, or if the temperature gets too low.
Yep. We have.
But we have never let the faucet dripping.
No, we never have, even down to 22 degrees below zero, which we haven't had in years. But it's been a really mild winter in Michigan in our sticks and bricks house, and it's just not a problem.
And if you have a boiler and you have the pipes and
hot water heat
in the
baseboard heat, they call it.
Yeah, baseboard heat in the floor, that cement, you can have antifreeze put in those pipes.
That's what we did.
Yes.
Yep. And
so that they don't freeze up. You have to check that antifreeze. So that's worth doing.
Yeah. So that's the way to go. Roger Berger.
Why would you need a separate GPS or a special one for a long RV? Don't the phones do just fine?
Yeah, I think they do. And we did a test of both the smartphone using Google Maps and Apple Maps versus the Garmin 1095, that super deluxe, expensive $899 RV unit that we're testing out. The difference it would be, and we found that out. I'm giving away my review.
You're giving away the review, the part that I wanted to say earlier.
Well, why don't you explain it? So in our first trip, we put the direction for both of them.
Yep. And the one was a little bit longer, and we wondered why.
Yep. We were actually going from our Michigan property to Elkhart, Goshen, Indiana, where our fifth wheel was having some work done. We made that trip many times, and Google Maps and Apple Maps directed us the way we always went. And then when we put it through the Garmin gave us a different route, and
just
it would have taken
us,
I think it was 7 miles longer.
Mm-hmm.
And we said, well, what's up with that? Well, what's up with that is remember I said that the GPS unit, the dedicated GPS, is geared for larger RVs. And it was geared, giving me advice, not for my truck, but if I was pulling the fifth wheel. So it kept me from really congested, narrow streets, or it kept me from going through the heart of a couple of small towns where it would just be a little more challenging to maneuver.
So if you like the adventure, stay with your phone.
Stay with your phone. I've had great luck with my phone. I really have. And
you're very
we
happy.
Stopped, for example, today we stopped at a Camping World in Valdosta, and I had the phone vector me into that, and I had Garmin vector me into where we're staying at the park here in Ocala North RV. And I could have had the Garmin doing a stop. They'll both do intermediate stops, but I got both. And we use the phone connected in to listen to audiobooks. So we've gotten through a couple of audiobooks on this trip. But you don't have to have a separate GPS. I would say if you have a really large RV, a big diesel pusher, you're towing a big trailer or a fifth wheel, then you want one that is vectoring you in, taking into account the weight, the height, the width, and the length of that big RV. So the routes it picked, you're not going to get stuck on some narrow street that you have to make a turn on that is too narrow for all the room you're going to need.
This morning, trying to get out of the campsite that we were in,
gosh.
I had to knock on somebody's door and ask them to move their truck.
Yeah.
So that we could get out. The sites were little, and everybody seemed to have a big old truck.
And the streets on this little park are very narrow. So yeah.
It was kind of nerve-wracking.
So Roger, you don't have to have one.
No.
I wouldn't consider it unless I had a really big rig. And then you know that the routes it is recommending are based on the size, weight, length, and width of that RV. Bob Leach.
Have you seen the Winnebago Vista National Park edition?
Yep, we have. Of course, they did that with the Echo, I think, a little while ago, and was it the Travada that they did one on too? That they've been making these national parks editions pretty good. They're supposedly limited numbers, very cool, very nice. Yep.
And now I got to make sure I see that.
Oh yeah, you will. We'll do it. We'll shoot some video of it this week. Jerry Cornelius.
Do you have soft start units on your fifth wheel?
We do, and it came with the system we have, which is a Coleman Mach 5, something like that. It's a very quiet, very efficient air conditioner, and it has a soft start built into it.
Mm-hmm.
Soft start, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, you can buy a third-party version of them, but it basically moderates the current draw when your air conditioner starts up. Because when it first starts up, it starts the motor and the fan, and then it kicks on the compressor, and there's this huge power spike that it needs, and then it levels off. Well, the soft start moderates that big spike in power drain, and you don't have to have necessarily all the power, all the voltage that you would need to handle that brief short spike. It's more complicated than that, but that's the best I can explain it. Skipping around.
All right. Say hello, Mike and Jen. This is first time participating in your chat. Looking forward to seeing you on Thursday at the big show.
Well, we look forward to meeting you. Mm-hmm. And we'll be in the pavilion 1:30 p.m. on Thursday, unless they kick us off, because there was some talk they didn't want a lot of influencers doing meetups. But hey, the pavilion's where you go to have food, so everybody can buy me a beer or something. Oh. They did that last year. It was great. That's why we're going back to the pavilion. RV home.
Roger, we use a truck map to make sure our rig can go there.
Yeah, you can do that too if you're a tactile kind of guy and you want to do paper, but truck rigs will tell you. Aaron Hendrickson.
Dallas traffic is not much better. Try to avoid the toll roads. Thank you. That's good to know.
Yeah, I've had better luck in Dallas than I have in Atlanta. I don't know of any city in the country.
Atlanta is always our kind of Achilles heel.
Yeah, it's always bad.
And Louisville.
Yep. It's always bad. Corrine Thomas.
Do you have a residential refrigerator in your Arcadia?
I don't think so. No, it's not a residential, but we're very pleased with it. It's been really great. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next year, is that when that sort of thing happens?
They're not going to be residential. They're doing 12 volts, which are nice to have. Do you have a Furion television? Skipping around. No, it is.
What is it?
It's a weird brand. It's Insignia, whatever that is. And it's a 110. It is a smart TV. Well, is it a smart TV? I don't know. I bought the Fire Stick for it, and we use that. How many times have we used that?
I don't think we've ever used a TV.
Maybe once. How many
times
have we
ever used the TV?
Well, we used it in April a few times. We were watching a series and we watched it, but we haven't had it on for months. Lola and Cassidy Adventures.
How's the new Unity FX? Ours is still winterized. Ours is still winterized as well.
It's just sitting in the driveway at home, depreciating.
Yeah, we're feeling a little guilty about it.
I think I got to sell it. I really do. Chris Mondo Biondo with a super chat, $4.99. Thank you, Chris. Kansas comes through again. Thank you very much, Chris.
And hugs to Bo.
And say hi to Amy for us. Chris and their regulars, and we appreciate your support. Janice Smith.
While in Tampa, will you video Class B vans? Love your videos.
Maybe some. We're not going to go. I'm not trying to cover every RV out there.
Come on. There's only, 1,500?
Yeah. every year we go to this thing and I say, well, okay, let's just be really smart. Let's do 3 or 4 things and not run 10 hours a day. I mean, my watch shows that we do about 7 miles a day walking up and around that fairground. And then it's just amazingly challenging to do all of that. We still have to do a podcast this week while we're there. But if we see stuff that we think is really unique and different, we will probably do so. But that's about it.
Getting a phone call?
It says no caller ID, so I hung up.
So the hardest thing about shooting the video, which we've mentioned before, is that Tuesday is the best day to shoot things.
That's industry day.
That's
only
industry day.
Media and industry is allowed in.
But there's a lot of people now admitted on industry day. So it's not like the old days when there weren't that many people there. So it's easy to have a lot of conversations with other folks, and then you get no work done. And then, of course, once the crowds come in, people know you and they want to visit with you, or else people get mad at you because you're shooting video and you're in their way.
Yeah. And then the other thing is there are now so many other, quote, influencers or, people doing what we do, that it's impossible to try and get everybody, to work, because it takes us, if we do a good job, it takes us, if we do the
15?
job we'd like to do, it takes us about 30 minutes to do a tour of an RV to shoot it. And, when there are a lot of people in there, you can't wait around for 3 hours to do it, or you won't get anything done. So if you can't get into it, we move on to something that we can. Mm-hmm. And I think the show is so overexposed that I want to just kind of highlight on highlights. Like, a big thing is EVs and RVs. Is there really a future? There's an electric RV. Winnebago is, as they did last year, is showing off a new version. We got a chance to test drive that one this week, and we obviously want to do that. And so we've kind of marked up a few things that we really want to cover, but it's just too big of a show, and there's so many other people doing it, and there's just not enough time to do what we really like.
We have Bo with us.
We have Bo. Bo will be in the RV.
Yeah, Bo will be in the RV. Bo does not do well in crowds.
We took him once last year to one of our meet and greets. They're not supposed to have pets unless they're. Oh, you can have pets at this show. You can have pets at this show. But he didn't like. Bo is the celebrity. Out. Bo gets all Bo, and he gets when too many come around him, he gets freaked out.
He got too excited because he saw another dog.
That was probably it.
And because he wanted to go play.
Jeffrey Cosmos.
Do you have the name of a good mobile tech in the panhandle of Florida? I am in Panama City Beach.
I do. Lacey's, Laceys. We've used them a couple of times. Lacey's. I think they cover to Panama Beach. They could
recommend somebody.
Yeah,
if they
not,
didn't.
They could probably recommend somebody. But try Lacey's. And I think they're out of Crestview, somewhere out that way. They cover that whole Emerald Coast area. Good luck. The RV techs are great. Mm-hmm. Lori Hamill.
Let's see. Hammer is a free truck GPS app that takes into account your height, length, etc. We use it. Yep. Thank you for sharing that.
It's better than spending $899 on a 10-inch screen. Joni Christian.
Have you looked at mobility motorhomes?
Couple of them. Winnebago had a big one a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. We did a long review on it. We haven't seen any other things that are different than that of any significance. So that will probably be our last look at that, unless we see something really new. And I haven't seen many other than that Winnebago that's built for mobility. Mm-hmm. T1980.
Just saying hi from Brooklyn, Brownsville, New York City.
Hi. Welcome to Ask Us Anything. Glad you're with us.
Thank you for saying hi.
Yeah. Okay. I'm getting tired. Always remind you to check out, if you're looking for stuff, we got a lot of deals on our partners page. People who give special discounts to their services and products. These are all things that we use ourselves. And again, we're on the way to Tampa. We'll be there hopefully tomorrow, get all set up, do our podcast, record our podcast before Tuesday morning, and we hit the ground running with Industry Day. We'll be doing some updates on Instagram and putting some reels up, maybe on Facebook as well. So follow us on social media, and we'll be there. Thanks to Phyllis in Iowa for keeping track of the questions and all the people, and over YouTube, for Chris for herding the cats on YouTube. We appreciate all of you who've tuned in, and we look forward to meeting a lot of you in person. Travel safe. The weather's going to be a great week for the Tampa RV show, and we'll have lots of stuff for it. So with all that said, we're going to go take a walk and see if we can enjoy this Tampa, or this RV resort that we're in. This is really a nice place.
It's very
Ocala
nice.
North, and we'll try and shoot some video on it so we can share it in a future video coming down the line. All right.
Happy trails.